Yo, what's up YouTube family? It's your boy DONCOOZIE back at you with another hot TikTok reaction video, y'all. Today we're gonna react to some strange and bizarre TikToks. I'm talking about the kind that's gonna have you questioning everything. With that said, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos just like this. One more thing, don't believe everything that you hear and see in these videos. Don't believe everything that I say in these videos. Always do your own research and always use your own discernment. Let's get right to it.
A new pope has been chosen, y'all. As you can see behind me, Pope Leo the 14th. History has been made. He's the first American pope. But that's not what got people talking. Y'all, listen to this. Now, they say he was chosen fast. A little too fast. And everybody remember how the last pope suddenly passed away from a mix of illnesses, right? Now here's where it gets strange, y'all. Saint Malachi's prophecy that was written in 1100s supposedly listed every pope to come. So they're saying this one is the last one to come. They say the final pope will guide the church during times of fire, tribulation, and destruction. But he won't prevent it. He will just be there when everything go down. His name is Leo, the lion. Revelations talks about a beast that appears that looks like a lion but talks like a dragon. Do y'all ever wonder why the church has vaults under the Vatican that they never open? Or why so many paintings in there look more demonic instead of divine? Y'all see it. You see the white smoke rolls. You see the crowd cheering. But little do they know, something else probably came inside behind the curtains.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, snap. That's the Red River in Texas, Oklahoma, or Texas-Oklahoma border.
Just a little video of this. Abraham Lincoln's tomb. He's buried like down there. But anyway, looking at these artifacts, it looks like they're discovering Abraham Lincoln's tomb. And this is like a piece of the actual thing. And it's more like an archaeological find than, oh, this is Abraham Lincoln, one of the presidents that died. And it's just really, 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 really weird. And then I look behind, and the dates are the same dates as the reset. And then another thing is, there are Abraham Lincoln statues not only in America, but in Mexico and other places of the earth. So maybe he was some sort of Tartarian ruler. Who knows?
Oh.
Redditor Comfortable Cry 8097 heard a noise while in bed. When she checked out her Ring camera the next morning, this is what she saw. First, a noise is heard. Now watch the back center near the banister. What is that? To most in the comments, it looks like a full-bodied ghost, and it sounds like it's causing even more mayhem in the home. According to the Redditor, the figure was heading toward her bedroom, but the door remained shut. Well, most agree that it's a ghost, and I concur. Some suggest this could be a compressed artifact or some other camera glitch, but what of the noise? That one is not so easily explained.
Y'all, it's over. Shabuzi has completed the humiliation ritual. Look what the hell he got on. Bruh. Not Shabuzi. They didn't turn Shabuzi to Shabute. In the video, when he posing taking pictures, you can literally tell that he's uncomfortable. You gonna have people like, so why he do it? I just told you in the beginning why he did it. This shit crazy, fool. We are literally watching men, masculinity, slip away. Look at this shit, y'all. Now, watch the video and look at his body language. Look at his face and everything. Look at this man, y'all. Look, watch how uncomfortable he is. He look like, I'm just trying to take these pictures and get away, man.
What are you wearing? Who are you wearing? Hey, Shabuzi, can you step out a little bit?
Bro, what do he got on? They like, he look fine to me. No, his body language say otherwise. You cannot tell me. So y'all trying to tell me I'm tripping? He didn't look uncomfortable to y'all? Let me know down below in the comments.
Well, that's crazy work. On the cool, I don't think they be just turning out all them dudes, man. I think, you know, a lot of them already be curious or already like that, and they just be putting on the show, you know, playing a character in real life. Now they get to be the real them.
Back to the 1950s and 60s, and they were clearly being examined or groomed for future work along some lines like this. I think what we could say is there were programs in place at least by the 1950s, and then beyond that, to identify exceptional young people, whether that would be through psychic phenomena or maybe, you know, more conventionally, like through mathematics, like who's got amazing talent that we're going to want to use. Obviously, that those programs have existed for a long time, but definitely in terms of some of the more unusual things like psi phenomena or anything having to do with ETs.
Whoa! How many of you were in the GATE programs as a kid? How many of you thought that was for the smart kids or the special kids as a kid? Let me know down below. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of you, because most of the ones that, you know, experienced that are in this community, you know, like myself. Like,
so this lady right here is all over TikTok right now. Her name is Anna Wick Epstein, and she said she's Jeffrey Epstein's niece, and she's claiming that she's Shia LaBeouf's twin sister.
what?
I never heard this before. Have y'all? This news to me. Same age, same DNA. That's what she's claiming.
Crazy.
She said when she was young, she was born into a child T cult. You know I can't say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He said they were raised in silence, and now she's coming out risking her life because she said she finna expose it all. So she got some videos of her crying, breaking down, talking about the government is watching her and that she's been cloned, y'all. She said at this point nobody is trying to really listen to what she's saying, so she took it upon herself to make hella videos so y'all can check out her videos. And she also says she got so much evidence that if she exposes it, a lot of powerful elites are going to be taken down. She said the media is silent about it, but they know. Look, I don't know what's true or what's cap. I don't know if this a cry out for help, but what I do know is when you start talking about Hollywood elites and exposing shit, some dark, twisted shit always seem to happen. So y'all let me know down below in the comments. Do you think she got some truth to what she's saying? Or do you think she losing her mind? Let me know.
Man, that's crazy work. How many of you think that this is true, that she and Shia LaBeouf are twins, and that they have the same blood, same birthday, same, you know, parents, mother and father? That would be crazy. But I don't know, man. Have you ever heard of Shia LaBeouf's backstory, about his parents and stuff? If you have, let me know what you have heard about it, because it's kind of crazy, and it's kind of similar to what she's saying. But I don't know, man. That's crazy. But nothing really, you know, surprises me these days, especially with what's going on in the world.
So I got called to one of our vacant buildings to help or to instruct Duke about installing the box and whatever. So they say, it's a light on in here. So, okay, cool. So, as you can see, there are no light bulbs in here. No light bulbs or light fixtures in here either. We go down to the basement. I don't know if y'all can see this, but all this is water, right? All this is water. So all the dark part that you see right there, between the dark and the light part of the wall, all that's water.
What is going on?
As I'm looking, I see, what
Hell
in
no.
the hell? Like somebody is walking barefoot down here. And
Hell nah, get up out of there.
my black ass about to be up through, because yeah, I'm not about to get drugged down in this bitch. And nope, no sir, not me. I'm not that guy. I don't get paid that much. I'm out. Oh, I forgot to show you the extra creepy thing about that. Hold on. This is what's next door. Yeah, and the footsteps are coming from up under this door right here, leading from the cemetery to the back.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. Nope. No.
Man,
My name is
I wouldn't even been there. Footsteps, what are you doing walking around barefooted at a cemetery and under? Say, man, hey, something ain't adding up. Let me know what you think really was going on. That's crazy.
Anya, or Anna Wick, formerly Anna Petrova, formerly Owen Theodore Epstein, born Anya Beth Epstein on June 4th, 1988 in Boulder, Colorado, with my twin brother, Shia LaBeouf, to our father, Stephen Bruce Epstein, and our mother, Shayna Sadie LaBeouf, who separated us, forging our birth certificates as part of a ritualized, highly organized, generationally planned child trafficking cult that initiates 3-year-olds and deifies incest and inbreeding. I have not been in danger, just been.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but it looks to me as if she's riding a train or a public bus. Like, you know, think about, like, I'm wondering if there's other people around her on this and just looking at her crazy. Like, man, what the hell is this girl saying, man? This girl got to be crazy, man. Somebody gonna call the asylum on her. Like, listen to the things she's saying. Like, I don't know. We not saying that she lying, but we don't know if it's true. This is all alleged.
Incredibly anxious. However, the world deserves for the truth to belong to the public. This is for accountability. If for any reason I fail to appear on my interviews this weekend, you are more than welcome and encouraged to upload everything from your accounts. Thank you.
I know why I am so terrified of naming my twin.
Shia LaBeouf.
I feel like half the world already knows. I wish she didn't hate me so much.
You gotta watch till the end.
My name is Anna, or Anya Wick. Changed from Anna Petrova when I was briefly married. Changed from Owen Theodore Epstein when I transitioned back to female. Changed from my birth name, Anya Beth Epstein, when I transitioned from female to male. I'll come back to that later. I want to talk about Justin, Diddy, and Blink Twice as conversations I've been seeing relate to my personal experiences. These are experiences I've been wanting to speak on for a while now, and I've been pretty terrified of retaliation like my uncle faced, or repercussions of general disbelief, but it doesn't matter. When I spoke to the FBI a couple of years ago, they interviewed my perpetrators, who, of course, denied their actions, and the case was dropped. I'm tired of it weighing on me. It's had me sick, and these conversations are happening right now. So, I believe that Justin was passed around, that it's perfectly normal in the industry. I believe Diddy's guilty, and that he is maybe being a scapegoat of sorts to keep attention away from the bigger picture. And I think that blink twice is a metaphor for human trafficking that is actually aided by LSD. I know they did MDMA in the film, but like the perfume that makes people forget, the venom that helps them remember, it's all very parallel to the effects that LSD alone had on me while I was growing up getting passed around at orgies as a sex slave.
Hollywood is...
I had amnesia, like a split mind for the majority of my life. That was the point of the acid. Everything that I experienced on it was blocked out completely. And I only remembered the circumstances I was trapped in when the drug had already kicked in. So what happened is my family would dose me and rape me with their friends and relatives. Always, by the time I was high, it was impossible for me to run. And by the time the drug wore off, I would have forgotten everything. Now, this started in infancy and slowed down, finally stopped when I began taking testosterone in 2015. I had to de-sex myself. My memories began resurfacing and finally sticking in 2020, at which point my healing started to begin. Sometimes it was just my father. Usually it was both my parents and my brothers at an isolated cabin they had purchased. Often it was with the extended family we had in town, and sometimes it was at these massive parties on vacation. I would be told we were going to a family reunion or one of my father's work functions. They would give me something special to drink. I'd get ogled by a bunch of old men, sometimes introduced to various people as my siblings. I would initially enjoy myself, kinda. And then I recognized the effects on my body that were so familiar. Memories would start to come back, and the horror set in before I'd get ready. I'd usually be mostly unconscious for these assaults, and not come to until we had left the affair, or just the morning after packing up.
I wish I knew how to pause this.
Why do I bring Hollywood into this? At the orgy I remember best, at Aspen in late spring of 2007, I was introduced to Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, Larry David as my uncles before the assaults began. When I came to, rope bound in a hotel room at the lodge, Larry was still orally penetrating me. My mother apologized to him, told him he had to stop. He complimented her for how well she trained me. I couldn't move or scream, and she mocked me for trying. There are several other people I've met throughout my life, but that is the event I remember most clearly, which takes me back to Justin and Blink Twice and gossip about this happening in Hollywood. It is my wish for the public to become aware of what has been happening right in front of their faces, and for children today to become freed from the abuse that I believe they are still experiencing. I can go more in depth on my story, but it isn't about me. Violent abusers are being lauded as public figures and gifted fortunes and power. And while my past remains secret, whether or not anyone will ever verify it, I cannot feel at peace with myself. I'll answer questions anyone may have if anyone pays attention to this.
Down a rabbit hole in
And
this story.
thank you for watching and listening.
Hold up, man. I ain't gonna lie. I really think we got to start paying attention to the ones that come out speaking their truth about things like this that are involved with people in the industry or involved with the industry in one way, shape, or form. And they have these stories, especially coming up as kids, and they've been drugged and, you know, raped and stuff like that, and have many other kind of, you know, heinous acts done to them as kids, and, you know, and they are on these drugs. And I really think that they kind of break their minds in a way, as she kind of explained in one of the earlier videos, or the earlier in the video, that, you know, they had her on drugs and she couldn't, like, you know, remember stuff as long as she was on the drugs, you know, and she would, like, forget it by the time she wake up. And, like, it's kind of like they traumatized her, and kind of, like she said, it's like a mind split. And to me, to be honest, I believe it's quite true, because we heard this many times, especially if you are one of the ones have been in this subject for a while and have been, you know, hearing about this or reading up on that, especially MK Ultra and stuff like that. Like, you already know what's going on.
Thing says fans about Lady Gaga concerts. Religious, I wonder what they're worshiping. And we're gonna get into hands and nails just like this that we've been seeing quite a while, and demonic traditions of these nails. And just wait till we go into the really creepy stuff. Before we go any further, I rebuke all this witchcraft in Jesus' name. 2.5 million people are watching this and literally picking up demons. This is no joke. There are even many self-proclaiming Christians in this crowd that think it's fine. But we really gotta ask ourselves, what kind of trend is this with these really long fingernails? And you think these two things on our head are just an accident? No, it's extremely purposeful, because they are portraying themselves as demons. Even in that one video, I caught her eyes glitching, which obviously means demonic possession. And this video behind me is completely irrelevant, not related at
Eve was no longer hiding in the shadows. It is now walking amongst us in the daylight, broad day.
all, just entertainment, while I tell you about how we've been seeing so much demonic possession lately.
Back to... Hold on a minute. Sir, can somebody help me?
I wonder what that was about, right? But what I want to talk about is the nails, because we keep seeing this over and over again with this and everyone else, especially in satanic circles. And by the way, look down here, all the demonic energy flowing from these people dressed as demons, possessed by demons. In ancient traditions, they would try to mimic what their gods look like. And I'm sure you can tell that's not a good thing. Am I saying that if you have long nails, you're evil? No, but I'm letting you know how it got started. It doesn't take rocket science to show you how these people right here are on the opposite side that you are. So why would we go and try to mimic them when they're obviously doing religious celebrations to the devil? And if you watch me, you know I don't post imagery like this to try to gather views like other Christian trenders. Generally, I'll never post anything blasphemy, but the amount of people in that crowd, the fact that they know it's a religious service, and why we've been seeing hands like this and nails like this, it's a good teaching lesson. Anyways, guide your ears, guide your eyes. You have no idea how easy it is to pick up a demon.
Man, like I said, evil is walking amongst us during the daytime now. Well, it always has, but it's even more prominent now. All out in the open. They're no longer hiding in the shadows.
I've seen in all the autopsies I've done of cancer patients, not one of them died of cancer. They died of liver failure, they died of cardiac failure, renal failure, all due to chemotherapy. We got a patient that had been through chemo and radiation, and they had cooked her liver and cooked her kidneys. We looked at the blood work and realized she had no organ function to speak of left. And I said, we can make her more comfortable, but the radiation treatment that they used on her has actually destroyed her organs. So we did what we could. She'd been given 3 weeks, we gave her 6 months. And she got time to say goodbye to her family. But I remember walking into the office the morning after she passed, and this internist was sitting on the waiting room couch. And I said, what's the problem? And she looked at me and she said, I'm doing the death certificate, and I don't know what to write for cause of death. I said, you might try writing the truth for a change. And she said, you know how much trouble I can get in by doing that? I said, if you're going to study with me, you're going to write the truth. And she wrote radiation poisoning, cause of death. She's the only doctor I've ever seen do that. She actually had the courage to tell the truth.
Soul trapping?
No, that's new to me.
It's wild, and it's been popping up more and more through people's experiences. And there are people who are talking about when they're in the middle of and this might actually relate, I don't know, now that I'm thinking about it, because a lot of this has to do with people who are experiencing an abduction situation. While they're in the middle of that abduction situation, either themselves or they see other people being sometimes hooked up to some kind of technology, and their perception is that their souls are being sucked out of the body while they're in this experience. And I didn't know how to frame it in my mind for a while until I had a friend here in studio, and we were talking about Dogman, historical Dogman, which, by the way, it goes back thousands of years. It's depicted on maps, and ancient, world travelers talk about these dog-headed people. But I brought this up with him, and he brought up his job. He works for a church where they have so many questions coming in about the Bible. They hired him to just study the Bible.
Right.
And so that's all he does all day long, and he answers people's questions in email. And he just pulled this out of the hat. It was Ezekiel, I think it's Ezekiel 13:18. And it talks about how, I guess there were women being reprimanded for sewing bracelets that they were attaching to their wrists and hunting for human souls. And it just kind of opened that paradigm up. It's like, well, what does that mean? And I still have not had anybody come up to me and say, oh, that's actually, you don't have to worry about that. That's just, let me tell you how to understand
Just don't start accepting bracelets from random people. Well, one of the things I think is interesting, like obviously you're kind of widely read and experienced in conversations in kind of this fringe space, if you will, sort of between the paranormal and the supernatural. What I've found through the years, just being widely read has been helpful. For instance, Randy Kay, and I refer to Randy a lot. He's one of my close, in terms of near-death experiences, I probably know them best out of all the people that I've met. But I've heard him share his story 50 to 100 times, so I'm very familiar. But I've read about people who travel in the spirit, and people who are projecting themselves and doing astral travel, and people will often describe some kind of a cord or a gold thread or something that connects to the belly button of their body when they're above it or traveling in the spirit, if you will. Well, interestingly enough, when Randy's spirit left his body, he felt a tugging at his belly button as his soul left his physical body.
Ain't that something? What you think about that? Let me know. Have you ever heard of something like that before? The soul stealing Wiccans? Man, I believe they've been showing us that the whole time in the movies, TVs, and the cartoon shows. Man, like I always say, don't fall for the boo-boo. Question everything.
Did y'all see what just happened in Florida? This is wild. Congresswoman Lena Garcia was about to talk about the weather engineering ban in Florida, and all of a sudden she completely just passes out of nowhere.
So, Governor, forgive me. I've got to sit down because I am not feeling well.
Hey, got you. We got you.
The timing's pretty freaking crazy, right? Now, completely unrelated, 1000% irrelevant completely. Did you know there's a term called Havana Syndrome, which talks about widely over this phenomenon of US diplomats randomly getting sick, and how the medical society, they don't really put a claim on it. They don't recognize this as being fact or as a disease, but they know something weird's happening. And TikTok, you leave me alone. BBC, Wikipedia, what else do you want? Which includes disabling cognitive effects, balance, dizziness, insomnia, headaches, a whole bunch of stuff. Here's BBC talking about Havana Syndrome and the mystery of something. Pretty wild, right? The story goes, always diplomats. Back to relevance, right? I really do wonder what happened right here.
Coincidence? Let me know down below. I definitely don't think it was coincidence, because I don't believe in coincidences.
On this week's episode of Not On My Timeline, Not in This Lifetime, Mandela Effect, Glitch in the Matrix, Bro, this is Martha Stewart. That Martha Stewart. This is her. For a second, I thought it was Gwyneth Paltrow, bro. She's 83 years old. Who remembers Martha Stewart not looking like this? Because she didn't. No, because she didn't. No, this was Aunt Martha right here. Who remembers her looking like this? Bro, you gotta be kidding me with this shit. That's not even plastic surgery. Plastic surgery, fillers, Botox does not look like that. It doesn't do that. We know that. It makes you look like this, like... I don't know, bro. Skin suit,
Man, is it me or did that first lady look a little bit more Asian? Yeah, to me that was two different people. Something is going on. Let me know what you think.
Are we really gonna sit here and act like the timing and the imagery that's being put up in these drone shows or any what sort of normal? Have you guys even been seeing what I've been showing you guys the last month? That they would literally, come on now. They're literally taking blows at you subconsciously and you don't even know. Deceptions for the biggest deception that's on the way. Like how that guy came out and told Congress there were 4 different beings, you know? By the way, I just put this video last week on the Red Button platform where I break down what all of them are and why all of them are. It would not be allowed on here. Like these things right here. Are you aware that these interdimensional beings have been in the sky for weeks? Same time, same being, same place, different shape. Here's the video for anybody that might want to see it. You see it? Okay, you see it. You see it. Stop being greedy. What about how I just showed you guys had anti-drone rifles at the holy dude's funeral? Not to mention this right here at the same time. Wow, would not believe it.
Dog, are you seeing this?
Okay, you get it. These things have been happening every single day and none of this is coincidence. Disclosure, nothing is coincidence right here, y'all. Something is coming and it's coming very, very soon.
It's all about the plot, the ploy, and the play. Remember my words. Don't fall for the boo-boo, man. Question everything.
All right, did y'all see? They talking about the billionaires got bunkers underground. So let's just talk about it. You know what? At some point, we have to realize these conspiracy theories are all real. And that they came up with that word conspiracy because they didn't want people to start digging into stuff. And I think what's crazy is, one, they put Easter eggs in these movies that should be true. They just came out with a TV show, Paradise, where the billionaire, which was the woman, well, she was like the Bill Gates, and she decided to create a bunker in a mountain. And she had billionaires invest in it. So she literally brought all the people she wanted to bring, then got rid of the president and put the president that she wanted in place, and she controlled them. That's what they do. Like, the billionaires run it. Like, I just seen a video of them talking about Bezos' island. He has like a little square island, and I think 2, and he has a helicopter pad. He has armed guards. Why have all that? If you, like, that's how you know that they're prepping for this shit to fall. And if you remember in the TV show Paradise, they sat there and they was about to nuke the United States. So who was going to be the one dying? The military that's left behind, because remember, they didn't let everybody go. All the military didn't have access to this bunker. So literally, military and civilians died while they ran and hid in Iraq. Y'all don't think that shit is real? They are trying to keep their bloodlines alive. They don't give a fuck about race for real. They just throw that in there and they uneducate you to keep us fighting. Like I keep saying, like, I'm okay with we can have segregated areas and enjoy ourselves and learn. Like that don't even bother me. But the bigger picture is we're all in this condition fighting for scraps while they hoard materials and have these bunkers. Mark, Jeff, Microsoft, all them have these crazy bunkers with seeds and everything. So if the shit hit the fan, they go hide. Then you got our poor military thinking that they're doing a service to our country when you're not. You're there to protect the billionaires. You're not there to protect me. And they keep putting it in the goddamn movies and TV shows. And I keep bringing up Walking Dead because I really want people to go watch The Walking Dead. Now, that show definitely fell off. It was good, but it fell off. But when it got to like season 9, and I think they started to slowly introduce the rich, I think it was season 9, season 10. But basically, all them people was in bunkers hiding and came out and wanted to organize the world to back the way it was with people in poverty. So that lets you know that what type of mindset they are. They want to control somebody. And right now, they have totally tore up the United States on purpose due to greed. I sit here and I look at all these jobs that's laying off, all these companies trying to invest in robots. And it's like, if nobody is working, who is buying your products and fucking service? It's just the dumbest shit you can think of. You know, I sit back and think about the Super Bowl, right? The whole point of the Super Bowl, like the ads, is to get the viewers to buy the products and services that they see. New beer, new chips, new cars. And if nobody has fucking money, who is buying that shit? Nobody. Dang. Nobody's coming from Japan and buying our raggedy cars. I'm sorry. So the shit don't make sense at all. So they are creating poverty on purpose. But yet, how do you stay in business, Amazon, if nobody's buying? If the only thing that people can have is food and housing, nobody is buying that much shit now. And it's getting to a point where these large corporations, in my opinion, I feel like they are wanting to buy up like the Hunger Games, land and farmland, so they can control our food source, so they can starve us out if we don't do what they say. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I hate talking about this stuff, but it's like every week we are hearing some type of news leak, a whistleblower, and it's like, at the end of the day, we're all getting fucked. And it's sad because the United States can be a beautiful place, but because you don't want to treat people right, this is what they're doing. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, at this point, I don't know how to feel, because everything is falling because they want it to fall, because they see so many people wanting out the system.
Once again, it's all about the plot, the ploy, and the play. It's not, man, it's not an accident, it's not a coincidence that they put it in front of our faces in these movies, cartoons, and TV shows, man. They have to tell us. It's universal law. Like I always say, though, don't fall for the boo-boo, man. It's your boy Koozie. Y'all like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos just like this. I'm out. Holla.